Hey guys, so this one's regarding my back. So yeah, it's quite a long one. But yeah, here it goes. So in 2011, I gave birth to my eldest son, and during labour I had an epidural, which people don't think it's linked. I really am unsure. It seems a bit of a coincidence to, apart from having sciatica when I was pregnant, I've never had a single back problem ever. So yeah, it seemed a bit of a coincidence to me that was, I had that and then all this started. I was out on a night out and I was wearing trainers, was completely sober, and I slipped on a bit of greasy chippy paper. And I didn't fall, but I jolted my back. My friend was holding me up at the time, so like linking arms now as we were walking. And yeah, that was that. Woke up the next morning with unbelievable backache. Now I've seen my dad suffer with his back for years, and yeah, it was awful. It was so painful, and I didn't think anything of it. Like, I just thought, oh, maybe because I had slipped, that maybe it had caused a little bit of inflammation, but that was that. And 2 weeks later, I went and saw my doctor because it hadn't got any better. It was getting worse, and it started to affect my legs. Like, my legs were sort of pins and needly, and it just wasn't very nice. So with that, they told me they thought I had curvature of the spine. So that was that. Get an appointment for a doctor or whatever, at the hospital. Was put on different medications. So I was put on gabapentin and pregabalin, not together, but over sort of a course of a few months, trying different ones. And then I was rushed into hospital because I fell and I couldn't feel my legs properly, and it was awful. It was so bad. So I was put on neck brace and on a spinal board, sent into the hospital. Like, it was just horrendous. And they said, oh, you've got a herniated disc. You haven't got curvature of the spine. Like, where that's come from, we don't know. But you got a herniated disc, and it's bulging, and, you might need this treatment and that treatment. So anyway, after a while, I was sent home. And it was a backwards and forwards, like, kind of thing. Like, things would happen, and my back would get worse. And then my bladder would get worse. And then they go, well, you need to go up to the hospital urgently in case it's quadriquina syndrome, which can be quite serious if it's not treated within a certain period of time. So I'd get rushed up there, and it's just been a vicious circle, constantly going round and round circles with them. So when I was pregnant again with my middle son, I collapsed when I was 18 weeks pregnant. I collapsed in the bathroom, and my rib cage was black. I fell into a metal unit in the bathroom, and my rib cage was black. Luckily, he was all right, thank God. But yeah, I couldn't feel my legs at all when I came round because I passed out. And yeah, I was in hospital for a week, having a blood test done and talking about what my next steps would be. So then when my middle son was born, my spinal consultant at the time said to me, "Oh, come back and we'll speak to you and see what treatment we can offer you." So he decided that he could offer me a spinal fusion, which, not to be taken lightly, obviously it's spinal surgery, like quite possibly one of the most nerve-wracking, scary procedures anybody could go through. So he told me to go away for a few months and think about it, speak to people, get like researching people's sort of experiences and all that. So I did that. And we all came to the conclusion that even if I was to get a 2% chance of improvement with my back, it would be worth it. That's how bad things had got. So that was when he turned around and said, nope, sorry, the NIC guidelines have changed and you're now too young to have any spinal treatment like that, any spinal surgery like that done. So back to the drawing board again. And then it was another 3 years to find out that actually I had facet joint disease in my spine, and that was what was causing the pain. And then in 2021, I ended up having to have something called radiofrequency ablation, which is where they put these needles into your back and they electrocute your nerve endings to burn them whilst you're awake. And it's just the most hideous experience. It really is. But I did notice some improvement. Not long. It doesn't last long. It does need to be redone again very soon for me. But it was incredible compared to what it was like before. I'm going to have to do a second video on this because I've run out of space.